former Soviet. Mhm.
It's
They
happening.
are generally young and many
Flee.
do not appear to have particular expertise or background in the portfolios of the agencies in which they are working, according to three officials who, like others, spoke on the condition of anonymity for fear of reprisals. They said the screeners seem to be looking for even the slightest divergence between candidates and Trump's MAGA movement and America First policies. A negative social media post or a photograph with a Trump opponent has been enough for some applicants to be rejected or put on hold for further review. One official said he and several colleagues from various agencies had been told that even if they passed the initial vetting process to be admitted into the applicant pool, they would still need to prove their bona fides and convince interviewers of their enthusiasm to put in place Trump's policies, including by providing references from people whose loyalty had already been established.
You working for
We're not talking about
Putin.
loyalty to the
You
United
don't even
States of
know.
America. We're not talking about loyalty to the Republic. We're not talking about loyalty to the Constitution of the United States. We're talking about loyalty to Donald Trump. You know, all the times that Donald Trump talks about people acting treasonous and they're traitors. He's not talking about treasonous to the Constitution or treasonous to the country. He's talking about treasonous to himself. And to him, they are one and the same. If you betray Donald Trump, you betrayed the United States because he wants to be a dictator. He is an autocrat. One more segment here. There's another checking for MAGA alignment, but I want you to listen to this paragraph once again because they invoke the MAGA revelation. This official said one colleague who made it to the interview stage was asked when that person's moment of MAGA revelation occurred. So this is not a cute turn of phrase that some reporter has come up with. This is being reported by people who are doing the interviews, people who are intimately knowledgeable about what's taking place and the kinds of questions and requirements that are being placed on applicants. A MAGA revelation is something that is being said and asked of occupants across the board. Here we go. Checking for MAGA alignment, Trump administration officials had made clear plans for a robust screening process that would ensure all officials inside the administration, and especially those who could help shape policy, were aligned with Trump's agenda, according to the U.S. government officials who and people familiar with their planning. By the way, this is a red herring. This is loose, slippery language about applicants being aligned with Donald Trump's agenda. This is not about being aligned with his agenda. This is about being aligned with him, loyal to him, willing to carry out whatever machinations he sets forth with the promise of a pardon if you break the law. That much is absolutely self-evident. One longtime government employee said he ran into a senior Trump administration official in December who told him that Trump's team would look to be more thoughtful about how they are vetting appointees and even detailees. Those are non-political career experts on topics that range from counterterrorism to global climate policy, who are loaned to the White House from other agencies for extended assignments. They want loyalists who had a MAGA revelation in positions that are critical roles, counterterrorism, national security. They don't want an expert in there. They want someone loyal to the dear leader. This is dangerous. This isn't about a president getting to pick his team. All appointees, the person said, would be issued questionnaires to ensure they were fully committed to Donald Trump. I'll edit it for the AP. The AP has reported that civil servants who work on the White House National Security Council have been questioned by senior Trump administration officials about which candidate they voted for in the election, their political contributions, and whether they have made social media posts that could be considered incriminating by Trump's team. So it's not about what your knowledge level is. It's not about how well you could serve the United States of America in a national security capacity. It's not how much knowledge you have about diplomacy. It's not about how you know how the government functions and institutional knowledge that is built up over time and many, many decades of experience. None of that matters. They want you to have had your Paul on the road to Damascus moment with a MAGA revelation. Sick, twisted, dangerous, befuddlingly incompetent. Befuddlingly, it's befuddlingly. Befuddlingly, as I am befuddled,
Life is
come up with a new phrase. Befuddlingly incompetent. These feckless jerk-offs, endangering the lives of Americans because of a cult. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. Comment below in the comment section. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. I do want to hear from you.
Side here.
Tough times. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. And Blue Sky is preferable, but if you're a glutton for punishment, you still want to be on Mark Zuckerberg's and Elon Musk's Nazified Twitter, then you do you. It makes you happy. But I'm primarily on the Blue Sky. Love and appreciate you. See you next time. Be genuine.
Jesse Dollemore.
Hinge Health is a digital mental health clinic. We help millions of people
I
move
just
through
put
their
on
pain and live a more
Dark
functional life.
Brandon.
Musculoskeletal pain. Hey there, folks. Hope you're doing well. Today we wanted to look at some videos from a guy named Terrence K. Williams. He calls himself a comedian on Twitter, and he has 2 million followers, which is pretty impressive. But, you know, really what he's doing is he's literally tap dancing for these motherfuckers, like, quite often. Let's take a look. And I mean, here, take a look at how happy he was when Pete Hegseth was nominated to the Secretary of Defense. And keep in mind, Pete Hegseth is completely unqualified for the job. Pete Hegseth is a DEI hire. And so that's why I found it so interesting that he just recently made this video about DEI.
My head is about to explode. I am sick and tired of hearing about DEI. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of hearing people talking about racism, okay? Black people, dear black people, let me talk to you. Dear minorities, let me talk to you, okay? Trump is not out to get you. The Republicans are not out to get you.
Yes, they are.
I also find it very interesting that right after he mentions DEI, he pivots to minorities. Trump isn't coming after you. Republicans aren't coming after you. And he says this as there are literally immigration checkpoints that are discriminating against people who are of darker complexion. All of MAGA is so detached from reality, but people like Terrence here, I feel, are even more detached from reality.
You are the only person that can hold you back. You do not need DEI in this country to make it.
Yeah, all you got to do is tap dance like Terrence here.
Some of y'all gonna hate this and some of y'all gonna love this, but if this triggers you, move on. If this hurts your feelings, move on.
Okay, that was this one.
We
Okay,
currently
so
live in the
anyway.
most dystopian timeline possible because Dr. Phil is currently in Chicago,
Out of
where I
Mockler.
live and where I'm building my studio, so he can film the routine ICE deportations and then blast it on
Hollywood
TV to
can't
act
go
like Trump
away
is actually
fast
doing the
enough.
mass deportations he promised when he's
What did
not.
Hollywood
And a lot of
do to
Trump
you?
supporters are realizing that they're just doing the routine deportations with extra racism sprinkled on top. For example, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement posted a few days ago enforcement updates: 538 arrests, 373 detainers lodged. And someone responded, in 2024, ICE deported 271,500 individuals. If you divide that by 365 days, that's about 745 deportations in a day. So what are they really bragging about here? Even Nick Fuentes, Like the worst person in the world tweeted out the other day, ICE deportations under
yeah.
Trump. January 21st, 308. January 22nd, 460, 538, 594. The total was 1,900. This was a few days back. That's an average of 475 per day or 173,000 per year. That is less than what Biden did. ICE only arrested 286 illegal immigrants for deportation today.
So
Far
ridiculous.
below Biden's
Anyway,
rate
I'll
of
link Adam's video.
742 deportations per day in the
Maybe
fiscal
maybe
year
I
of
won't.
2024. Even
Check out
someone
Adam
named
Mockler, very easy to find.
MiddleMaga.com responded, Trump understands it's all about the marketing, not about the action taken. I've liked Tom Hammond, but I'm starting to think he's
okay,
all
so-
marketing. So of course,
What
not
do you
every
mean
single MAGA voter is woken up,
Hollywood?
but some people on Twitter are like, wait a minute, are they just recording this, blasting it on TV, sensationalizing it a little bit, sprinkling a little bit more racism on top, and acting like they're doing mass deportations? Yes. The answer is clearly yes.
Oh, so the deal is that these people commenting here or looking at the comments, more importantly, are all in an echo chamber. So all they're seeing is, yeah, boo Hollywood. If she was so worried about the criminals being deported, they can all go live at her house. I don't really
Even
get
a
whether it's
U.S.
good or bad,
military
but it's
veteran
good.
was detained the other day because he was vaguely brown, and they let him go. But they've been profiling a bunch of people only to carry out the average deportation. Someone here said, sorry, but why is Dr. Phil out doing immigration busts? He's not a federal law enforcement agent. He is a talk show host and lapsed psychologist. This is just deeply silly, but there is an explanation, and it's that Donald Trump is good at marketing himself, but he's not good at the actual governing part. We've seen this
Execution
time
is
again. During Trump's first term,
Hey,
he
you
made
could
all
start
of
a
these crazy
business, yeah.
promises. Then he under-delivered, but he still tried to market himself as the
grown-ups
genius
handle it.
every single time.
See,
And that's
we're gonna
why
have to
Trump's
make so
cabinet
much
picks
you
include
should
a
spend
lineup
that
of
money.
former fellow TV stars. From MTV reality show contestants to billionaire media moguls, here are the former TV stars Trump has nominated for key positions so far. We have Pete Hegseth. We have Linda McMahon. I mean, all of the people he's floating, half of the people in his cabinet are straight from the television so that they can help sell Donald Trump's vision without him actually having to do anything. So they can distract away from inflation not going down, prices actually going up when we continue to get in trade wars. So they can distract from the fact that Trump's not doing mass deportations. Again, he's doing the routine deportations. And I'm going to give you guys some more numbers in a minute to prove that. But look, Sean Duffy, MTV star turned politician, he's only hiring people, not only, but he's largely hiring people who have been proven to be good on TV. Dr. Oz, TV doctor, Linda McMahon, Pete Hegseth, he plucked straight from Fox News. All of these people are performance artists who don't have any experience in governing. I mean, this dude is not qualified to run the Department of Defense, but he got confirmed. Which brings me back to the main.
And the only way this will work, well, I mean, whatever. Even one comment back will do it. So, yeah. Anyway. And if they're bots, they don't respond, and it looks even worse. Or they respond like with horrendous English, and you're like, do you live in America?
Why is Donald Trump having Dr. Phil, who's completely unqualified, walking alongside Tom Homan, the border czar, in Chicago, where I currently am? It's to try to sell it, to try to sensationalize it. ICE arrests dozens in Chicago as a part of a targeted operation with Dr. Phil broadcasting live. U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement officially launched, quote, enhanced targeted operations in Chicago on Sunday following a week-long frenzy of reported sightings since President Trump's inauguration. But again, the numbers haven't really increased on a day-to-day basis compared to the Biden era, or at least 2004. Let's just break down the raw numbers. These are deportations from the Interior and Border Enforcement per year from 2003 to 2024. Let's break down these raw numbers and just talk about the natural level of deportation that happens every single year. Because yes, there are criminals who come into the United States. That doesn't mean every immigrant is a criminal, as Republicans want you to think, but there are deportations that need to happen every year. And you can see under the Bush administration, it slowly goes up. And Obama carries on what the Bush administration was doing. He was actually known as somebody who deported a lot of immigrants for a multitude of reasons. He had a really strong message on the border. And then it goes down at the end of the Obama administration, and Trump continues the base level of deportations from the Obama era. You can even see it goes down during Trump's first year. So this is proof that Trump in his first term was all bluster. He was all talk.